Well, well, my guys. It is time. The beginning of a new season. And as you can tell by the music in the background, it's going to be very action-packed and filled to the brim. And as I said before, this is going to be probably the season with the biggest map change out of every season in this entire chapter of Rifto Hills. So, to introduce you, I bring you the Wasteland. This is the new map, as you could see. So, there is a lot of stuff to go over. And might as well cover the biggest thing first, since it's the most obvious. So, as you may remember, the last video, which was the end of Season 8, the Gnomes' makeshift bomb has exploded. So what has that done? This is the damage that was left behind. A lot of cars are ruined. Pieces of the tower are everywhere. Rubble from the police station is scattered all across the crater. This telephone line was hit by the mass explosion. And there's already a cleanup crew that's starting to clean up the area. As you can see, a bunch of tractors with trailers just driving around, picking stuff up. Because, obviously, this just happened. And it's quite massive problem. Also, clock tower was heavily hit by debris from the mass explosion. As you can see, it did not survive very well. All the clocks fell off of it. They're all broken. The roof of the clock tower fell off. Also, one of the big chairs that was on top of the big tower that used to be here, and is kind of gone, has made its way over to the clock tower. It hit it from the side and bounced off onto the ground. Destroyed one of the trees over here. The fiery blast just sheared the leaves right off the tree and just broke it entirely. The parking lot has been destroyed also over here. The monument partially survived, but not in a very good way. The sidewalk's pretty destroyed. The fork knife truck was launched back. It was turned on its side. The speed trap that was over by the dealership, which is no longer there, has launched its way over here too. And the truck that was carrying the front end loaders that was coming this way was launched back by the explosion, and the pretty much front end loaders were scattered across wherever the truck crashed, which was right here. Also, another one of the big chairs that was on top of the tower has landed over here. So yeah, the truck that's carrying a bunch of barricades and cones and stuff is traveling this way around Rifto City. Because, you know, to cover the mass problem they have right now. Also, the radio broadcast cars, which, instead of No Sweat Insurance, is now Rifto Hills Broadcast Center, which was the building that was being built for the past couple map changes from last season. And yeah, new building, guys. I'll take you on a little tour inside. Don't mind the weird textures. So yeah, this is Rifto Hills Broadcast Center. Basically where news and stuff and radio broadcasts happen. Also, the Midas chairs stashed in here. No one knows why. It just reappeared. As you can see, this is a coffee area for them. This is for a bunch of people work. And down here, you can see this is where the newsroom is at. Got the green screen behind for the weatherman and pretty much everything. that happens in the news, and you see all the camera and studio equipment all around. And we come down to the lobby, which is pretty basic for a lobby. It has some of the terminal stuff down here. You see, you gotta have a restroom, because without that, there's no place to go to the bathroom. And I feel like it's pretty clean. The mirrors have a reflection that's really blurry. I don't know why. And go through the back door. No entry, and employees only. So now, where the blue truck was, where the Gnomes escaped from the Rift Maker 2000, there's now like a sort of dumpster alleyway here now. And you're probably wondering why all these letters are here. Basically, I recreated a Daily Bugle sign with my good friend Rifto, and just a reference to, well, the Daily Bugle of Chapter 3, I decided to include some of the letters in here. Because, well, it is a news and broadcast center, so, yeah. Also, a reference to No Sweat, they put the No Sweat insurance sign by the trash can, basically saying that No Sweat is trash. Which I agree, it is overused by Epic. Also, if you're wondering where the original 3 Gnome cast members are, they are right here. We got Cone Crumpet, we got Von Gnome, and then an unknown gnome's name. Obviously, Cone Crumpet is quite obvious name for this man. But yeah, they're up here, and they're making a deal of some sort, because they got money and a bag of it, too. Up here for whatever reason. But yeah, the Gnome storyline is pretty much over for the most part. Now it's just going to be like minor stuff. Also, another thing. Another one of the chairs that was on the tower has been launched, and it wouldn't be a normal season without Twin Apartments getting destroyed somehow. Since that seems to be the trend that's happening in Rifto Hills. So, the big massive explosion launched this chair this way and into the top part of Twin Apartments. Because, like I said, it wouldn't be a normal season without anything of Twin Apartments not being destroyed. Also from the explosion, here's the cars that you noticed in the explosion in the finale. Some of them have scattered all across the city. They kind of cracked up the road a little bit. Yeah. Also, instead of the motel sign, it wouldn't make sense to call this a twin apartment building when it has a motel sign in front of it. So, I came up with a new sign design for what used to be a motel, and is now twin apartments. So this is now the new sign. It's kind of basic, I know, but hey, it's a completely original idea. Also, as a new change of the introduction of Season 9, a lot of the interiors were updated to Chapter 2, Chapter 3 stuff. As you can see. Honestly, it looks a lot cleaner than Chapter 1 stuff. Also, TV still here. Overall, I feel like this is a lot cleaner than the Chapter 1 stuff. If you come down here, I added a ton of detail. Overall, a lot more clean textures. Anyways. Now, another more noticeable map change, all the truck people that are scattered around this island. Why are they here? Well, Truck Warfare being the name of Season 9, they are waiting for someone's arrival. So you know how the 7 storyline in FNBR. I have a similar story to that, except with truck people. So there are 7 truck models total. And currently there's 6 of them on the island currently, right now. So you're probably wondering where the 7th one is, well, he betrayed the 7. the 7 truck models. It's basically a reference to the paradigm. Except this Truckman is evil. And basically, a long time ago, he made a sidekick, or a smaller version of a truck person, which was a car instead of being a truck on its head. And they were after the 0 point at Twin Apartments, which was back when police were on, the actual police cars were on the island still. So they were trying to protect Twin Apartments at all costs. And that seems to tie into why it's bullied so much every season. It gets destroyed. Also, the ramp truck, the gnomes left over here to sit and rot. No idea why. It would have made sense for them to either discard the evidence, but yeah, this is where the ramp truck sits for the rest of its life on this island. As you can see, it's falling apart. It's sad, I know. It's sad to see a ramp truck just go to waste like that. Also, the explosion of the factory they had. As you can see, it cleared out a lot of wildlife over here. Also, I improved this area to make it look more forested. As you can see. I think it looks a lot better than what it looked like before. It just looked plain before. What else? Interior was also updated for the Gary's garage. There is now a Jeep being worked on here. And also the office was updated because they definitely needed a new upgrade. Also, this thing has also been Chapter 2, Chapter 3ified. Actually, it wasn't that hard to do. And there's now a forklift truck here that stores forklifts for Gary's garage. Also, the bears storyline hasn't really progressed much, but a bunch of bears left to go to another island to grab some supplies. As you can see, their boat is currently not here. Just to let you know, guys, about that. A bit more stuff has disappeared from the junkyard. Not like a ton of stuff, but some stuff. Also, the crane is back where it should be at the junkyard. Also, since the explosion that left a massive crater here, they decided to build a second entrance so that they can get out, since, as you can see, this is the only way they can really access the main road and city. So, that is that. Also, the gnomes also took most of the supplies with. As you can see, most of the supplies is gone. And basically, the gnomes abandoned these buildings because they found a search warranty from the FBI, even though they tried to clean them out from the whole last season thing. So, the FBI are currently investigating these buildings right here, see if they can find information on the gnomes. But yeah, Gnome storyline still continues, just not as significant as it used to be. Also, here are the remains of the car dealership. There's nothing left. It's quite sad. Also, Fish Stick building, I made custom walls as destroyed walls. For Fish Stick, I think it turned out pretty well. I don't think really anyone liked this building, so destroyed it. And I gotta figure out what goes on from here, since it is destroyed and there's a big crater. So the crater is probably going to end up staying until the end of this chapter, because it is a big problem that's going to take a while to fix. So yeah, a lot of things. And of course, the FBI has to be here also, because this is a big investigation that they have to look into. Because, I don't know, maybe half the city was blown up. Yeah. Also, the motel sign that has a hole in it that was, that came here by a rift is now an official landmark. So they got rid of most of the stuff around it, except the motel sign to reference to what used to be here. So this is now an official landmark. Also, since the absence of a gas station led to a lot of economy problems for Rifto Hills, they decided to build a gas station here, right next to the garage. So, resulting to that, they had to move the Rifto Hill City sign. Also, these guys are still here. Instead of them, like, preventing them for entering, they're trying to prevent people from exiting. Just to be that, I assume that's going to be a little more safe than what they had before. I mean, more safety precautions are the better. But yeah, most of the interior, as I said, was updated on a lot of these buildings. Also, this building has now been completely redone. It is now the blue modern house. Because, as you all know, last season it was quite a mess, it looked like. It had a bunch of different paint schemes on it. So they finally decided to repaint and redo the entire modern house. And yeah, this is the final product. Looking nice. Also, this is the original Truckman. He is talking to the Truckman all the way over here. As you can see, he's trying to, like, focus in on him and see what he's trying to signal him for. Also, as you can see, most of pretty much these truck people came in by rifts made by the government. As you can see, they're everywhere. Let me think. Also, over here, this is the only remaining gnome hut. All the other gnome huts that were scattered around the island are gone. So, the only one that remains is now over here. And it's kind of decaying a little bit from wildlife. The door was taken off also. But yeah, the final reference of Season 8. Also, another new hut was added. There's nothing really in here. No one really moved in yet, but there is a telescope for an unknown reason. Also, as you guys know of every season, this hut changes what has inside of it. And this season, there are barrels. So, if you're new, what happens is these barrels the prop that's in here progressively disappears as the season continues. And then once they're all gone, a new prop joins in and takes their place. It's not explained very well, but yeah. It's just one of those random map changes that happens. Also, the iconic wooden bridge is finally gone. It has been disassembled completely. So, rest in peace to that. Also, another random map change. There's now a truck over here with a crane. Now, you're probably wondering why. Basically, what they're trying to do is they're trying to go fishing for this car that has been here since 2019, basically the beginning of this island. Basically the island's inception. So basically, what they're trying to do is trying to pull this car out of the water so they can start cleaning this up, because this bridge isn't really doing anything for the town or the city. So basically what they're doing is they're going to plan on demolishing the bridge, because it's basically useless at this moment, and it doesn't go to anywhere but that way, and it's cut off anyway. So yeah, they're planning on demolishing it. Sad news, I know. Let me make sure that is it. I know there is a lot to cover in every new season I make, so let me just think real quick, because as I say a lot of times, these aren't scripted. I come up with the dialogue on the spot. Oh yeah, another thing. The cars that were over in this parking lot have been taken to use as police cars. So the cars that were over here are being made into police cars currently. And guys, I think that might be it. thank y'all for tuning in on the new season. I hope you guys like this new season. As you can tell, as you probably noticed, it's probably going to be the biggest map changes out of all the seasons. That's why I took 3 weeks to prepare this. But yeah, I hope you guys liked it. And if you're new, please subscribe if you want to see more of this. So yeah, as always, have a good one. This is